Okay. Okay, so I'm live on there. How do I put the picture? I might not be able to because it's not through StreamYard. So it's just gonna look like a blurry screen, y'all. Because it's not it's like okay. Oh, Chloe, you want me to you want to say something? Okay. So I am live on both right now. I know it's gonna be that screen like that just because that's just what it's gonna be. So oh my God, I'm hot. Okay, so you see, she says, and you were right about the two that fed me information. I found out, but just keep it between us. What do you mean, quad? The two people that were giving me information, which I'm confused about that because there wasn't two people, so none of this makes sense. But it's like it was quad. Please don't make me regret putting that in text. Oh my gosh, she's gonna regret it now. I knew it, but it is what it is. What does that say? I knew it, but it is what it is. I don't talk to anyone anymore, even though she does, because she was talking some days later. So who was thinking Quad was the mole? Not me. Cherry, your bestie, Quad. Not me. So you before you come in my motherfucking DMs again, you better get your fucking story straight, sweetheart. Because it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I didn't give a fuck who was the fucking mole anymore. Because I fucking worked on that shit for 3 days and around the clock, not just for 2 hours a day. I was on the phone for like 18 hours trying to help them out. So again, before you come into my DMs, make sure you got the before you come into my DMs, you better check yourself, buddy. Because if facts aren't facts, we will call you out. Okay. And Cherry, I really liked you, but I guess you're just a shit starter. I guess that's what you are because for you to even be letting Quad think that I was going around doing that is fucked up because you know I wasn't. You're the one a month later that was still trying to figure this shit out. Not me. Not me. But y'all all besties now. Yeah. Which I don't care. Y'all can be besties, but don't bring me into y'all fucking drama. Okay. So this proves that. Let's see what else I have to prove that. Because I'll show it fucking all. Hmm. Hmm. I don't know what to think anymore. You see what I said? I don't know what to think anymore. Yep, right there. Which I guess it doesn't even matter. It's obvious CNJ is playing games, and if Quad, which I believe it is, look up. I say I just don't know what to think anymore. And what does she say in her message? Playing games, and if it is Quad, which if it is Quad, which I believe it is, once again, he gets away with it by playing victim. The thing she said to me yesterday and made it all about herself showed me everything I needed to know. She literally called me a liar to multiple people in the chat that she never said it could be Smiley. I said, you sure you want to do this? Okay, I showed proof. And then she went backtracked and said, you took it out of context and then backtracked, blah, blah, and everyone suspect. No, you were mad because she was questioning CJ and Under the Sea. I mean, Sin and Under the Sea. Um, she has been DM hoping and making people doubt me. I honestly done with this whole thing. It's very stressful. I don't know who to trust anymore. CJ is covering for this person, and I 100 believe it is Quad. I 100% believe it is Quad. So was it me thinking that, or was it your bestie? Quad. Was it me, or was it your bestie? And that was also her sharing how Quad was trying to throw her own friends under the bus, her friends that had been there for her, Sin and C, trying to make that, saying that they were spies in my Discord. But luckily, I don't just believe what people say, and I talk to them because I care, I love and care about them. Oh, Cherry, you want to come up since you like Quad? Oh, now look, and now she wants to pop up over here. Now that I'm showing proof of something, you sat there and let Quad think that I was the one going around telling her that she's the mole when you were, Cherry, not me. Not me. No, y'all go back to your little Discord and talk shit about me like y'all been doing. Look, you can show what I already did. I don't care. Okay, why didn't you show it the other day when Quad was blaming me, saying I was going around telling everybody she was the mole? That's fucked up. Y'all want to talk to me now? What about the last couple days? You didn't want to talk to me then. Y'all didn't want to talk to me then. You sure as fuck didn't mind putting words in my mouth the other day, making it seem like I didn't care about Foot and Pink. How about everybody tell her what I said in my Discord yesterday? I do not want anyone speaking illy about Pink or Foot because I really care about those two and I'm really confused right now. And I hope that I eventually get to talk to them. But you were over in that Discord making it seem like I didn't give a fuck about them. But I made sure to make that very clear that no one is to speak bad about them in my Discord. You don't understand why I won't let you off because you started a lot of this shit. Why does Quad think that I was going in people's inboxes telling them to not believe that I'm telling her that she was the mole? Why does she think that, Cherry? Why don't you answer that in the chat and maybe I'll let you up? No, I didn't. You didn't what? You weren't telling people that Quad was the mole? Yes, you were. I was not telling anyone that. The only conversation we had about Quad being a mole was between me, you, and the other people. So why does Quad think I was going around telling people that? Why? Why does she think that? Because I never did that. I absolutely convinced y'all. Wow, Cherry. No, how about no, I convinced y'all. What about when I said no, it doesn't add up anymore because you kept on giving me details without all the details? How about that, Cherry? Let's tell the real truth. I convinced y'all. Look, y'all, I put a pew pew to their head and convinced them. Can like really? That's a lie. Wait, that's a lie? Oh, you're gonna make me break this all down, huh? Okay, y'all. Let's start from the beginning. So I'm gonna tell y'all the red flags of why I ended up thinking it was Quad. I thought it was one of my own friends, until I got more details. I never even said Quad until multiple things made me think that, and this is one of them. Let's start from the top. So it was told that Planty told Cajun Navy Jen that Skip would be the better person to have a conversation with Quad. And I thought it was so weird that Skip would be involved with this, that Skip would be thrown into this. So I was like, that's weird. Like, so that made me think of Quad as well. But then you told me, Cherry, you said this. You said that she was freaking out. You said she was freaking out about getting on a phone call with me. The phone call was going to be between you, Quad, like Cherry, Quad, and Cage Navy Jane. And you said when you suggested that, Quad freaked out. And I asked you, I said, well, did she say anything about like her not wanting her phone number? And you were like, no, I even told her, like, if you're worried about that, blah blah. And you said she told me I'm just gonna talk to Skip. And so that's the reason you went and told Cajun Navy Jen that you would have a phone call. But we found out later when Quad sent me proof, she did say that she was worried about her having her phone number. So that red flag was no longer a red flag. That was your mistake. I didn't get upset with you because I don't think it was malicious, but that was your mistake. Okay. Next red flag. Okay. You said that you asked Cajun Navy Jen, did you talk to Quad? And she said no. But then I had proof that she did talk to Quad. But the mix up there was the reason she said no is because she was talking about no, I haven't talked to Quad, meaning like since we said we are gonna have a phone call. You see what I mean? So that other red flag was no longer a red flag because when you said, "Oh my God," she said she never talked to Quad, but you had proof that she talked to Quad. I'm like, "Oh shit!" And again, that wasn't even your fault. Like I thought the same exact thing when she said no, she didn't talk to Quad. We weren't thinking, "Oh, she's talking about the phone call." So all these things, when I was talking to Quad and asking her questions, were falling apart. And I was even like, wait, Pink, I thought this, I thought this, I thought that. And you can even ask the people that I'm close to, like, well, Ray's one of them that I talked to. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I know Cherry didn't mean to like not give all the details, but I'm really frustrated because my friends know a lot of people know I hate to be wrong. Okay. So I was like, oh, fucking great. So now I'm already asking Quad these questions, but all these details were left out. Also, not I, but one of y'all put into the chat Quad, right when you came into the Discord and was like, we have a mole and showed the screenshots, Quad was the first one to message saying, well, it ain't me because I can't stand her. And you and other, I'm not gonna name any other people, were like, well, that's suspicious. So it was me that convinced y'all, Yeah, I convinced y'all based off of your quote unquote facts that ended up being not really facts. And again, I don't think you maliciously did that. I think you just left out details that would have been really helpful though. No, Quad and Boston aren't the same people. So Cherry, don't come in here lying and making it like I literally said that I don't think Quad is the mole anymore. I was like, I really don't know what to think. I mean, it doesn't like these the things don't add up anymore. So I can't say that she is or she isn't. But you at that point was so pissed off that you were going around telling everybody you were like, I know that she's this. I know that she's the mole. You were doing that, not me. Not me. I literally, I wonder if I can find it in my chat with Ray, because she was like, because I only talked to my very, like, maybe three people about the situation. I never went to my whole Discord. And they were like, so Quad's the mole? And I'm like, no, I really don't think she is anymore. I can find that message right the fuck now. So don't come in here trying to lie on me. Because you know what? At the end of it, and this is what I always thought, I'm finally going to say how I really feel. You know, none of this shit would have happened if you wouldn't have been talking about your friend in someone's Discord. You ever thought of that, Cherry? You were friends with Cajun Amy Jen. If you wouldn't have been talking behind your friend's back in another Discord, well, nobody would have went and told her you were. And I kind of hate that Pink and everybody else had to go through all this shit because you decided to still stay friends with somebody and also talk shit about them at the same fucking time. And I've always felt that way, but I just kind of kept it to myself because, you know, I respected Pink. But at the end of the day, I mean, think about it. Why, like, you're being besties with this girl, but then talking about her. So that, if anything, you should learn that the lesson in all of this is don't talk about your friends behind them. Oh, don't say shit, not even just friends. Do not say behind somebody's back what you wouldn't want them to hear to their face. Because I will proudly say anything I say behind someone's back. Because really, it ain't me saying it behind their back. It's me just talking. And if they were right there, I would say it also. I'm going to say anything privately that I would say publicly about somebody. Because at the end of the day, even though I'm not a fan of Cajun Navy Jen, she had every right to be upset with someone that she thinks is her friend talking about her. Let's be real. Let's be real, okay? Let's get really real here. I'm a bully. Goodbye. Why am I a bully? Because I'm defending myself because people are lying. Bye. Yeah, I'm on YouTube. Oh wait, let me put a pause. Yeah. Yeah, I'll address that, but let me do this again. Okay, so I'm gonna address that. Okay, so here's the thing. Quad is so quick to be so upset when somebody suspects her of something, but whether she apologized or not, does she forget that she accused, not asked questions, she accused, not thought she could be, she accused. Okay, Collage of being the mole and went the fuck off on her and freaking they ambushed her and interrogated her for hours. Let's just say that, and then I'll answer the question. No, that's not what I did. The first time I thought there was a mole, and Allie asked me, "Who do you like?" And she came to me and was like, "Who do you think is behind this?" I said, to be honest, I was like, I really think this has to do with Quad because I never said she was the mole because she wasn't in my Discord. You can't be the mole if you're not in my fucking Discord. I said the reason I think Quad has something to do with this is because the person that sent the screenshot, it was only a screenshot about Allie, and it was sent to Skip, which is Quad's friend now. And oh yeah, and Quad is the one who cannot stand Allie the most of all people. So it was kind of weird that this thing about Allie gets sent to Skip. And that's the only thing. The only thing about of my whole entire Discord until I started asking for other things and Skip got them to, and we figured out who the mole was, which was Tasha. And I don't know. I still don't know if he was involved with that Quad, to be honest, because it doesn't make any sense. Why would Tasha only send a screenshot? Allie, the one in the comments, Alyssa. Why would Tasha go and only send one little bitty screenshot about Allie to Skip, who's friends with Quad? That doesn't make any sense. And Tasha told me the only time I talked to Tasha after this, because once I found out what our fake account was, and she knew I found out, she wouldn't talk to me after that. She told me that someone who really cannot stand Allie, asked her to do that, and she just wouldn't. She couldn't tell me who. So I don't know who was involved, but I never called you a mole. I said that I think maybe this has to do with Quad. I'm not just like you accused Collage. I was trying to figure out things and was working things out in my head and asking questions. Okay. The second time, when the shit, what I just explained with Cherry and Pink, I came to you and was so kind and said, look, I know you've been talking to Cajun Navy Jen. I really need you to be honest with me about something. And then you came back and was like, I cannot believe this. I cannot believe this. Oh my God. Like, y'all should have asked. That wasn't me accusing you. That was me wanting to ask questions. And guess what, Quad? Guess what I did? You finally was talking to me. I asked questions. And what did I figure out? I figured out, you know what? I don't think she might not be the mole. I don't think she's the mole. Yeah. That's how I was able to determine. The only way you could determine something is by asking questions. So I didn't just come to you and say, you're the fucking mole. I didn't do that. I asked questions, which is what helped me realize that some of the details that were given to me weren't necessarily all the details. So you actually, most probably, aren't the mole, which is what I said. The only one that was still trying to pin that on you is Cherry. Was the only one that was trying to pin it on you. And she's coming up my comment saying, you convinced us that it was Quad. How can I cannot, what is up with you grown ass adults not being grown ass adults? Like, let me tell you, nobody's going to convince me of anything. I'm going to see the facts and decide for my motherfucking self. You want to know why? Because I'm a grown ass motherfucking woman. That's why. If somebody came up in here and was like, Sheena's a mole, and like, nobody's going to convince me that Sheena's a mole. The only way you're going to fucking convince me, though, okay? The only way you're going to convince me is by showing me facts that she's a mole. So I'm sorry, Cherry. I convinced you. I convinced you, Cherry. How did I convince you? What did I give you that made you believe 100% certainty that she was the mole? At the time that we actually did think she was the mole, the only thing that gave us that certainty was the shit that you were giving me that you twisted up. Maybe not on purpose. Well, what I don't get is Skip got mad about a mole, but she had a mole in my Discord. Somebody sent her shit from my Discord. Like, I don't know. Is Cherry still in here? I don't know. But and I even showed this. Cherry wants to say, like, I'm lying. No, don't worry about my craft room. It's a mess. So, like, how, like, what? I showed you this. Look, I even say, I just don't know what to think anymore. Yep, I'm right there with you. But then she sends, I guess it doesn't even matter. It's obvious C&J is playing games. And if it is Quad, which I believe it is, once again, and gets away with it by playing victim. Who was it? Yeah, Cherry sees who was the one that was still believing it? And look at what it says at the bottom. C&J is covering for this person, and it is 100. I 100% believe it is Quad. I 100% believe it is Quad. I 100% believe it is Quad. I'm sorry, Cherry. What? You weren't convinced by me. You were mad because Quad was going around telling everybody that you were the mole. So you got mad and was like, and I will bring Cajun Navy Jen up in this live right now because you were calling her, even saying, they're blaming me for being the mole. Quad somebody the mole. I need to know who it is, Jen. I need to know who it is so they can stop blaming me. I'll get that girl in here right now to say you said that because I'm sure she wouldn't mind since you shared her text messages that you told her you weren't going to share. Once again, not being a good friend to your friend. So don't come up in here calling me a liar, girl, because I got the receipts. Okay? I cannot stand this shit. We have been creating so much unity throughout this community, and then here y'all go, wanting to be messy as fuck, not covering your tracks, and then wanting to come back and blame it on me. I don't fucking think so. I do not motherfucking think so. Because I don't care if I like a person or not. If it don't add up, and it wasn't adding up anymore that it was Quad, I'm going to say it ain't Quad. And that's exactly, at the end of it, what I believed. I was like, oh. And then you, a whole month later, a whole month later was still doing this shit. And that's when you sent me this from Cajun Navy Jen saying that it was quad. And what did you say? I knew it, but it is what it is. I knew it, but it is what it is. Who was the one still saying quad was the mole? You, not me. You. So don't come up in here. You see how's a grown ass woman come and make it? You convinced me. You convinced me. What? You're a grown ass woman, girl. Get out of here with that. You are a grown ass woman. Like that's not okay. Like I'm sorry, but I'm not about to just admit that you believe that it was quad because you were mad. I mean, you were so mad at her that you were sharing private messages between y'all to people, and you were trying to convince me that quad had spies that were her good friends in my Discord. You were so mad at her that you were even telling that information, and which might have potentially ruined their friendships. Quad really cared about those friendships. Who's she mad at about it? Probably me. She should be mad at you because you're the one that went around and saying that. You see what the common denominator here? Who's the only one who's talking behind their friends' backs? You, Cherry, not me. You ain't gonna catch me doing that. And y'all best buddies now, which I don't care. Y'all could be best buddies. But Quad, you have these feelings towards the wrong people. You are paranoid about the wrong people. It is sauce, in my opinion. That is sauce. It makes me wonder, did they all set this up? I swear, y'all, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I was about to go buy a fucking roll of freaking tin foil last night, okay? Aluminum foil. I was about to put that shit on my head and call it a day because this don't make no sense. Because, y'all, doesn't this text message not even make any sense? Look. And you were right about the two that fed me the information I found out. Please just keep that between us. What do you mean, quad? What do you mean the two? The two people that were giving me information, y'all, there wasn't two people. It was just one. So, and it was quad. Yes. I even asked her, I was like, two people. And she's like, yeah, I was wondering that too, but maybe she means because, so they messaged her on TikTok and Facebook. No, that's still only one person. That's still only one person. Like, if somebody messaged me on TikTok and Facebook, there was one person, I'm not going to be like, you were right about the two people. They're not two people. It's one person. I know. I would like to know if this screenshot is real too, because it almost seems like, because look, at this time, let me tell y'all, I'm gonna just tell it all. At this time in the Discord, Quad was all over the Discord, but Cherry was only in one section of the Discord because Cherry and Quad were not friends. And Cherry even told me I'm about to just leave I think she did end up leaving the Discord. She's like, because, you know, um, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they don't think it was quad. Even though she got this proof, it's not quad. It's somebody else. None of it makes sense. But Cherry told me, she's like, I feel like, everybody hates me now, blah, blah, blah. So I feel like it is possible that, let me put on my tent, my foil hat, y'all. It is possible that she was like, I need you to, I need you to do this, okay? I need you to do this so I can prove to Pink that Quad's the mole. That way I can be back with all my friends. And I think she did this. I think Pink still just wasn't, 100% certain. And then so she decided to just say, I'm willing to just let it go, and became buddies with her. That is possible. Y'all, that is complete conspiracy theory. I'm not saying that's true at all, but I'm just saying it doesn't make sense. But what you're not going to do is come blame me for something you would still believe in a month later when I wasn't even thinking about it. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. It is complete fucking bullshit. And none of this would have happened if I wouldn't have been lied on. Please take a seat. I don't care if they're streaming me. Maybe they need to know the truth. Oh, let's go back to Boston for a second. Cherry, you can go explain to Quad why you were lying, not me. You're not welcome up here. Just like I got kicked from a space because you were in there twisting all, making it seem like I didn't give a fuck about those people. Go back to those people, okay? Um, so now Boston, Miss she left from over here because she just asked me to be a better friend and I couldn't be that. So some of y'all already heard this, but let's repeat it. Boston idea of me being a better friend would be me not giving a fuck about any of my followers and putting her before, which they are my friends. My follow, just like she was a follower, she's a follower of mine and my friend. And putting her before everyone, like I showed y'all a little while ago, like this message that she, sent me. What set me off was Sarah. Well, let me give you the background information again. Boston made a picture of of the FBI. It was like me and Sheena and Planty and Crystal and Aubrey and all those like that comes on the panel, And Sarah was like, and she might have been joking. Sarah was probably like, "Hey, I should be in that picture. Why I'm not in that picture?" And Boston was very mean. She like wrote in the comments for everyone to see. She was like, um, you'll never be in this picture, or why should you be in this picture? Who are you? Like, whatever. It was something mean like that, like belittling. And I got upset with Boston, so she wrote me this. Well, what set me off was Sarah saying she should have been in our group picture. These women need to understand that you have a close friendship with a small group of us. And that was her saying that, not me. What do you mean? I have a close friendship with a large group of people. What do you mean? Boston always was trying to dictate who I was close friends with because she doesn't like big groups of friends. That's what she said. I like small groups. I don't even a small group was too big for her. Well, I'm used to having only one best friend. Okay, well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But anyways, I had no idea that you hold all of your followers in the same regard. I'm sorry if I feel closer to you and the other people in the picture than I do the whole community. I guess I just don't understand why it's not okay to have your friends in quotes and your friends. So y'all in the chat are my friends with quotes, and she and plans out they're my friends. But that's not how I feel. That's not how I feel, Boston. But that was never okay with you. So me being a better friend would have meant me treating y'all like less than her. Talking to her more than I talk to y'all. Validating her more than I validate y'all. Saying hello to her, but not saying hello to y'all. Talking to her at every given fucking moment, but never having private conversations with y'all. That's what Boston wanted from me, and I wasn't able to give that to her because that's not how I felt. Um, we're peasant. Yeah, y'all are peasants. And actually, I got mad at Boston one day because we was on a live, and they were talking about HQ or whatever, and she was like, y'all don't worry about us and go in your little chat that Aubrey made you, meaning like the channels in the Discord. And I was like, no, that is not. And like y'all, I like crashed out. I was pissed. I was like, and I came back on. I like cut the live. I turned the live off, but then I came right back on, and I was like, I want to let y'all know that I do not feel that way, and it's not okay. It's not okay for someone to tell y'all that. Like, and if anybody feels like y'all have to go speak somewhere without I hope y'all know that I don't feel that way. I was so fucking livid that she said that. And me and Boston always had fights about that. Like, I'm your sister. I'm like, it's ridiculous. It was ridiculous. Let's see. She told me, I want you all to myself. She wanted me all to herself. So you know how she said, and I want to say in Key's live the other day, maybe it was Casey Mays actually. It's Casey Mays live. She said, yeah, I asked for her to be a better friend, but that was too much for her. Yeah, she wanted me all to herself. That is too much to ask from me. You're right. You're right. That's too much to ask from me, in my opinion, because I'm not like your wife. And even if I was, like, even Scott, like, I don't just give him all my attention. But she even told me, she's like, I know that sounds crazy, but it's just how I feel. You're my number one of all the girls, and I just feel like I'm not yours. And you know what I wrote back to her? I'm sorry, but no one's my number one. I love you all the same. And then she used to get upset when I had my niece and nephew over. Literally, like, you have them again? You haven't like And then after I had them about 4 times in a row, like, meaning, like, 4 weeks in a row, like, once a week, not, like, every day, she was like, "God, I feel like you always have them now." Like, "What?" That brought me so much joy that I finally had them sleeping over once a week, and for her to say that, I should have right then and there been like, "Okay, like, this I'm done." Boston. Boston was doing this. Boston, the one that said that all she wanted from me was to be a better friend, but I couldn't do that. Oh my God, Fox, I'm weird as fuck, but I wouldn't do that. We're all weird in our own ways. It wasn't about being weird. It was about being territorial, and it was about being like it wasn't to me. It went beyond jealousy. It was obsession. Just like she's telling people that she's in therapy because of me. No, you're in therapy because you have psychotic expectations of someone. And I wouldn't have even brought up that you're really in therapy if you even are. But you're the one saying that. You're the one going around saying that you're in therapy because of me. No, you're in therapy because of you. I hope you need to be going for yourself because it's important that you like that you go for yourself. And then she even told me in the text message that she shared in Skip's Discord, she told me, that she's not in therapy. She's in therapy to get over me, not because of me. There's a difference. I was like, oh, what? No, well, all of it's wrong. You shouldn't even be in therapy for that. You should be in therapy not to get over. You should be in therapy because your expectations of people, of me, or it's not normal. It's not normal. It's not normal. It's not normal that if I don't if I don't heart the video that you sent me, that means I'm ignoring you. People send me videos all the time. I don't always react to it. I'll go look at the video. That's what I do. I go look at the video. But if I don't react to the video she sent me, that means I never got her message, and that means I don't care about her. She would message me on Discord and in a text message, and I would answer on Discord, but not in a text message, and it meant that I was ignoring her. Like I would be on an 8-hour phone call with her with 2 other people, and then she would get mad at me if I answered the phone, if I was on the phone with someone else, because God, you never talk to just me on the phone by myself. I was just on the phone with you for 8 hours. What do you mean? It was never enough, though. It was never enough. But she's going around making it seem like I'm just this awful fucking friend. She's going around sharing text messages between us. She's like, who's the bigger asshole? Sweetheart, if they knew the background is important. And the reason I messaged her, who's the big asshole? Yeah, I was mad. She was trying to get to me by fucking writing. She made a post. Let me show you what post she made. She made this post. Say what you want, show what you want. I don't care. Anyone knows TMZ's hotline? She was in a private chat where Gypsy shared her baby's pictures and shit. And when I asked her why the fuck, I was like, what are you gonna do? I was like, Gypsy has nothing to do with this. And I was like, so what you gonna call TMZ for? Because of Gypsy? What does she have to do with this? And she said, I won't, but it scares you to think I will, huh? That's what was her response to me. I won't, but it scares you to think I will, huh? Like you want me to have anxiety over you sharing someone's baby's pictures to TMZ? Is that like what? Like, you want me to be scared have anxiety about that? You want Gypsy to have anxiety about that? That's fucking weird. Because even though you're not really gonna do it, it makes you scared to think I will though, huh? And she put a little kissy face. Like, what? Wilson, you're the problem here. The friendship that we had what is over because of you, not because of me. It's because of you. It's because you treated me like I was your girlfriend rather than your friend. And I don't know about you, but adults, when you become an adult, like I have best friends that I do not we go weeks without speaking to each other. Girl, I spoke to you every single day, even if it was in a group call. I spoke to you every motherfucking day. I don't even speak to my mom every single day, which is why, and I don't even have to show all our me reading what I'm about to read to y'all will give y'all a gist of what happened with our friendship. And since it was nobody's business, but since she wants to make it people's business, we can do that. My TikTok channel is I'm on Not Blocked by Brie. I'm telling somebody that on YouTube. Hopefully you can still see me on YouTube because I'm trying to find my okay. Oops, hold on. I'm gonna read y'all the last message I ever sent Boston on Discord. So y'all will get a very clear understanding of what the fuck I dealt with for nearly a year. For a year. A year. I dealt with this shit. And I fucking validated this girl every fucking day. Hold on one second, y'all. In the middle. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Oh, God. I am so hot in this house. All right. Let me this okay, so Boston, she deleted these messages, of course, because they were fucking crazy. But there's a lot that she didn't delete that's crazy. But so I was supposed to have a phone call with Boston, but then my landlord died and she couldn't wait. I wasn't allowed to grieve for even a day. She got upset because I didn't call her yet. And I was on a phone call with all my, followers, quote unquote, that are my friends and followers. And she's like, go care. I guess you care more about your whatever. And stream I don't care. Good. I'm glad they're streaming me so they can realize that the fucking crazy person in this whole situation is Boston. I wasn't a bad friend to her. I neglect my own fucking family sometimes for people here. But basically one of the last things she told me was, "That you don't talk to me." She said I don't talk to her. So this is what I wrote back, and I was just when she said that, I was just so you'll learn why I'm so mad in the message. I said, "I don't talk to you. You're so fucking full of shit. I haven't talked to you since you got pissed at me for making peace with someone and being their friend. And then when I was going to call you, you decided to message me paragraphs explaining how something I made you do was not because of your own actions. It's always something else or someone else. The fact that you don't think I talk to you is in fucking sane. I talk to Danny once every 2 weeks, and she would never treat me like this. And the reason I brought up Danny is because she used to get upset, like if she heard, oh my gosh, she's talking to Danny. She never talks to me, y'all. I talk to Danny like twice a month on the phone maybe. And and she said, oh, and this next part is because like I said, the messages she deleted her messages because of course they were crazy. Um, but just so you can understand this next part, she said that I'm not even bothered that I haven't talked to her. Like, it was almost like how when somebody because she told me don't even message me the last time I talked to her before this, and so I didn't because I was fucking pissed anyway. And like it's like your boyfriend does this to your girl, this to a guy where you like don't fucking message me, and then when you don't, they're like you didn't even care about me to message me. That whole like whole back where they're trying to see like trying to get you to chase them. That's how it always was. Like she would tell people this. She would be like, um, I'm waiting for Bree to see if Bree's gonna call me. Even though she told me not to. She's waiting to see if I'm going to. Yeah, reverse psychology, exactly. So that's what this next book came from. Um, so Boston, I'm too busy being bothered that you do this fucking shit to me every 2 weeks. Maybe that's why I'm not able to be bothered with anything else when it comes to you. Because for the past 6+ months, which now looking back at my phone, it's actually been 9+ months, you have treated me like I am a piece of fucking shit friend, and I'm not. You expect me to be on a group call with you for 6 hours and then to talk to you privately all the time. I don't even spend time with my own fucking family. Do you not fucking understand that? Do you? Even when I get even when I used to get my nephew and niece, you would be like, "Oh my god, you have them again tonight?" How the fuck do you get bothered? Oops, I just blew this up on accident.
Hey, Bree, can I just jump in for a second?
Yeah.
So I saw this the other day too, and they're saying it again now that
Oh no, like y'all, I wasn't friends with her anymore when she got on Key's panel. Look at this is when I sent her this. Watch. This is July 12th. She was on Key like that was a we're at the
I remember there was times that I was out and oh, I'm not muted. God almighty.
so yeah, this has nothing to like on Key's panel. I'll tell y'all actually the one thing that upset me about her being on Key's panel, it has nothing to do with her actually being on there. But let me finish reading this first. Um, okay. Even when I used to get my nephew and niece, you would be like, "Oh my god, you have them again tonight? How the fuck do you get bothered by me spending time with my fucking nephew and niece? So how fucking dare you tell me I don't talk to you? We would literally spend hours on the phone together every fucking day, Boston. I'm not getting on a private phone call after I've been on a group call all fucking day. You don't give a fuck about how I feel because if you did, you wouldn't do this." The voice message. Now let me explain that. I sent her a voice message that she claims was so mean. And it was actually me being like, because she was complaining about Ray, even though Ray never did nothing to her ever. But yet she was telling Ray everything was fine. And I'm like, you're over here fighting with me over Ray, but yet you're telling her it's all rainbows and unicorns. Like, why the fuck are you doing this to me? So that's the reason I sent her a message, and I wasn't mean. I was like, Boston. What you're not understanding is that you're telling me this, but not her. That's how I was talking. I was fucking frustrated because she's in my DMs, like mad over Ray saying chop liver, which long. It's fucking stupid. So, anyways, the voice message, you're fucking delusional. That voice message was me frustrated because you were complaining to me about Ray rather than complaining to her. If you think that voicemail is bad, you're fucking nuts. So I don't know what you mean by I told you how you feel plenty from that voice message. Because she's saying that like you never listen to how I feel. And she's like, oh, I know exactly how you feel from that voice message. It didn't even make any sense. Because the voice message was about Ray and her complaining about Ray to me, but not to her. Anyways, you see how but this is like a relationship, y'all. This is ridiculous, right? We're grown women. It's so crazy. Anyways, sorry, everything's okay. I just lost someone yesterday that was very, very important to me, and you're in my inbox bitching about me not talking to you every fucking day of my life. That would be me. That would be because she said that would be Brianna. No, fuck you, boss, and that would be you because you are the one who doesn't know how to listen. I listen to you. I listened to you when you would bitch and complain about me not saying hello to you in my live, since you know you're the most important person, and then in the entire live. And even if I'm in the middle of a sentence, I must stop and say hello to Boston. Guess what, though? I listened to you and I started doing that. And I did. I would have anxiety. Like, I would literally constantly have to look down to see if Boston was joining because I know if I didn't say hello to her, she was going to be mad at me. Okay. Um, but guess what? I listened to you and I started doing that. You said I never watched your videos. So I started watching them and liking them. But that wasn't good enough because you still would say I never did. So, y'all, you know how you can see the people? I didn't even know this until after. You know how you can see if people viewed your video? So sometimes, like if I'm looking at it, sometimes I don't even think about it. I won't like it. It's not on purpose. If I viewed one of her videos and didn't like it, she would be pissed. Like, oh, no, I know that you looked at it and you didn't even like it. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't like. And a lot of times it was probably because maybe I was showing some of her funny videos on live and I was just showing them and not like thinking because I'm showing the video and so I don't like it. And but it's still ridiculous. I shouldn't have to I didn't even know that. Yeah, no, it does sound like that, right? Well, she was. She said, and maybe not in that way, but okay. Anyways, her live and I started watching them and liking them, but that wasn't good enough because you still would say I never did. When you're live, I always go in your box, even I mean your box if I'm in there. I told you once how it started hurting me because nobody ever wants to come in my box anymore, and this was a while back. And I never complained about shit like that. But so one time I'm like, and the reason I brought it up, and I was like, girl, you're complaining, but when you would go live, people always come in your box. There's times where I'm like, anybody want to come up? Anybody want to come up? I was like, and nobody comes up in my box sometimes. I was like, but you're over here bitching at me about that. So I brought that up to her. I was like, I even told you about that. And guess what? You never started coming. You didn't start coming in my box. You didn't like how I used to use you as an example. Oh, let me tell you this, okay? So I used to use Boston as an example because everybody's like, you can't even get along with people from the outside. You can't have a conversation with them. And I'm like, I used to hate. Boston used to be on the other side, okay? And before she eventually we became friends, and then eventually she changed her mind, whatever. I was like, I used to hate this chick, and now I fucking love her. One day we were on the phone, and she needs to tell me something because she hates when I do that. It really hurts her feelings that I'm always just telling people how she used to hate me. But I'm like, okay, I'm so sorry that I didn't know you felt that way. So the next time I did that, I used Beth as an example, which fuck Beth. But I was like, Beth used to be Brie without the facts. I used to hate this girl, and now look at her. I love her. And y'all, you will not fucking believe what she did on that motherfucking live. She's like, oh, what about me? That was like me too. I'm like, y'all, when I was on that live, I wanted to scream. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? 2 weeks ago, you were crying on the phone that I do that to you. And now I choose a different person, and you're like, what about me? That's like me too. I'm like, huh, what? So, anyways, that's what this next part, just to explain that. It's wild, y'all. Okay, where's it at? You didn't like how I used you as an example for people that used to be on the other side that I now love so much. I stopped doing that, and guess what? I used Beth as an example once, and you were like, "What about me?" That was like me too. Nothing I ever did was ever fucking good enough for you. So fuck you. You never listened to me because listening to me would have meant that you would have stopped making stupid fucking comments like Bree never listens to me. Bree never calls me. Oh, Bree's on the phone with someone. She never answers for me. You listening to me would have been giving me a fucking break if I'm streaming my phone in the lot in Discord so I don't see you come in, since I'm showing my screen and I can't see the chat. But no, you couldn't even do that because I'm supposed to be fucking psychic. Because yeah, she would also leave a voice call in Discord if I didn't say hello to her when I was showing my screen and couldn't see people coming in. Yep. She would literally leave the call. And then I would notice, so I would say, hold on, y'all, I'll be right back. I would go and message her, what's wrong? Nothing. She was like, oh, nothing. Didn't seem like it didn't seem like you wanted me there or something like that. I'm like, girl, I'm showing my screen. I didn't know that you came in. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all hear that over there streaming? That's what I dealt with every fucking day of my life. I'm supposed to know when Boston enters my presence because you are the only fucking person who demands I acknowledge your damn presence. No one else does that to me. No one but you. So don't fucking say I never listen to you because I do. But you, Boston, you never listen to me. I am a grown fucking woman with a husband, with a family, and with a community of people that I also care about. You're not the only person who fucking exists in my life. All I said was I needed a minute yesterday because you quite literally sent me paragraphs explaining once again why you acting like this was my fault. And then you started this fucking bullshit again. And then yesterday I found out that I lost someone very special to me, so I didn't call you. And now I'm definitely not gonna fucking call you because how fucking dare you be so damn selfish? You are not the only friend. You are not my only friend. But you are the only one who has expectations of me that I will never be able to meet to reach because that would include me pushing away from everyone else in my life and only giving you my attention because that is what you want, and I cannot give that to you. I cannot even believe you sent me these messages today. I don't think you realize that no one in my entire life has ever done this to me. If you would have been anyone else, our friendship would have been over a long time ago. But I cared about you and I loved you, but you couldn't appreciate me for what I was able to give to you. It was never enough for you. You assume I give others my attention that you want from the attention that you want from me, and I don't. I don't talk to anyone more than I talk to you, other than this last week, because I'm sorry, but I'm allowed to take time away from someone who treated me like fucking shit, went to another live and spoke about me. I'm allowed that time. But before that, I never spoke to anyone less or more than I speak to you. You can assume all the fuck you want. I don't give a fuck. I spoke to you more than I speak to my own mother. I spoke to you more than I speak to my own family in general. I gave you more of my time than I give my own niece and nephew. So fuck you, you selfish bitch. Fuck you for complaining about me not giving you more attention when I neglect my own fucking family most of the time to be here. Today was the last day you will ever get to try to make me feel like shit for not stretching myself thinner for you. You know who I really feel bad for though? The people that have given you more of their time than I'm able to. Like Crystal, for example. You would think you would want her to be your number one because she was always like, "You're my number one. I wish I was your number one." Like, yeah, that shit like that. You would think you would want her to be your number one. She has always been there for you. It's so fucking sad for you to sit there and say how I'm the most important person to you and I'm your number one of all the girls. Yet Crystal has been such a fucking good friend to you and is always there for you. What is she, chopped liver? It's an inside joke. If you know it, you know it. Oh, actually, one more thing. Scott is not a loser, and he has never been a loser. But thanks for speaking so highly about someone I love, because I found out that she said that about my husband months ago when we were, sisters. So yeah, that without even showing our private messages, just from my last message that I sent her, can y'all tell what I went through for 9 months, 9+ months, just from that message alone? You probably can. Like, that's what I went through. Oh, y'all not able to hear me on YouTube or something? Oh crap, you are right there. Forgot that. Oh, like, and y'all, that's without even showing y'all messages. That's just the last message that I sent her. But it was this part right here, y'all, that I will forever, I'll never forget this part that I sent her. Today was the last day you will ever get to try to make me feel like shit for not stretching myself thinner for you. Because she made me feel like shit every single fucking day because I didn't stretch myself thinner for her. I would have broken if I stretched myself any thinner than I already do. Like, and that was the last day she made me feel guilty. So you can, Boston, you can go around telling people you just wanted me to be a better friend all the fuck you want. Because one thing I will never do, like that fucking message said, is ever feel like shit again for not stretching myself thinner for you. So y'all can believe what the fuck y'all want. I bet you one thing, Boston would never I bet y'all what Boston will never share is our messages from over the last 9 months. Because y'all would think that she needs very intense therapy.
Great.
Hey, come on, have food.
There's your salmon, bro.
Huh?
Well, Jimmy made your salmon. It was
Oh, it's so sweet.
I got some. Where's the dog at?
In the room.
There's my favorite dog. You fed him?
Thank you very
Hi,
much.
how are you? How you
Thank
feeling?
you very- Good.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
Sure you're good?
Yeah. I love you.
How you doing? I feel good.
You feel good?
No, freaking feel good, bro.
So,
Where's the other dog at? Come here, Jack.
oh, I got you a drink. It's in the fridge.
Hi.
Because when I tell y'all, like the things she would tell me. One second. Let's see. What? I know. Let's see. Look, this message. You're the first one over here I fell in love with, so that's why you mean so much to me. She fell in love with me. Can she please fall in love with someone else?
Stop.
Okay, let's go see your eye real quick. Let's go see your eye real quick. It's very watery. It's very watery.
Want to keep sharing private messages, Boston? Did you read the message I sent you at 11:08 the other night? I wondered because you didn't respond at all. It kind of stung, to be honest, because I didn't, write it back.
Is she somewhere showing more messages?
No, what I'm saying is she should. No, what do you mean? I told you she shared our text messages.
Milk, right?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Also, she was working that night a lot. Yo, my live could be 11 hours long, and guess what? She watched it. She watched every single live replay I'm on. I don't know if y'all were here that night, but there was a night where Scott, what are you doing? There was a night where me, Aubrey, and Ray was on panel, like looking at Instagram, like going like, wow, oh wow. Remember that? I don't remember that. The whole lot. She watched us do that all night. She watched it, analyzed it, picked it apart, watched who I gave attention to the most, who I gave attention to the least, who I did this to, like, and I'm not joking because she would share this with other people. She got mad because I remember my little birthday hat that I made for Aubrey, and I have a Fanta for you too. Hey, the one time I'll buy you Fanta. And she got mad because I sung Happy Birthday to Aubrey. Also, Boston. Also, one time somebody had a conversation that somebody wanted to talk to me and Aubrey about something, and Aubrey, because she's on a different time, wasn't able to make the conversation. So I talked to the person, and then Aubrey's like, "Hey, did you ever talk to that person?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "You can go ahead and give me a call, and I'll tell you what she said." So we talked on the phone for like maybe 20 minutes, and my niece was here and my nephew, and she was running up and down. So the next day I was on live talking about my niece and nephew, and I was like, and I was talking about Nana, and I was like, shit, ask Aubrey. She was when I was on the phone last night with her, she heard her, and as soon as I said that, Boston dropped from the panel. She was mad because I was on the phone with Aubrey the night before. Yeah, she was mad because I was on the phone by myself with Aubrey the night before. Yeah, she was mad that Ray sent me a gift. She was mad about that. Um. Oh, I changed my check. Oh, yeah. When I said that she was selfish, for complaining about me having my niece and nephew over, you want to know what she put as her status on Discord? I'm selfish, and she put a chair emoji. You want to know why she did it? Because she bought me a chair in December. So she's not selfish because she bought me a chair. She literally put "I'm selfish?" question mark and put a chair emoji. Yeah, you're still selfish because you complained that my niece and nephew was sleeping over. But she loved to throw that chair in my face. Um, I have no problems with Ray, even though she did. I have no problems with Ray, LOL. Other than I feel like you like her better. She's more useful. She makes videos. She's literally where you always are. She's actually the sweetest one to me. Y'all hear her saying that she's the sweetest one to me, but yet she treated Ray like shit. She threatened to like drag her on the cement. Like, but y'all you heard it first here. She's sweet. She sees when I need a hug and stuff. No, I got nothing personal against her. I feel useless next to her, Aubrey Crystal. I don't talk much because when I try, I get talked over, I get upset. Better just not talk. I feel utterly useless, Brie. This is what she would do when I would call her out for being toxic and being weird and stuff. She would make me feel like bad for her, and I would validate her constantly. You see, Brie, I guess this is her admitting that's her problems, even though the next day she would act like it's me again. Brie, I guess that's what it boils down to. It's my issue. I wish you could fix me too. I don't know what's wrong with me. I get jealous. I have no reason to. Oh, you have no reason to, huh? I feel like I'm just a clanger lately. You are. I don't know why. I have no reason. I want you out of myself, or at least like you used to be. That's something stupid to say. I know. I can't help how I feel. Maybe I need therapy. Oops. So yeah. So you're going around saying that I was not a good friend to you? No, that's not true. And you know it's not fucking true. I just wasn't, I was it was never enough for you. It was just constant, constant. And this would be my apology to her though. I'm sorry for how upset I got with you because I got upset with her about this shit. But all this shit started because you said because of the chopped liver thing. And I don't understand why you make comments like that. I don't understand why no matter what I do, you feel like I'm not meeting your expectations as a friend. And the shit with Ray, it bothered me because I knew that it was a joke. And it's one thing for you to say, I don't like that she said that. It's another thing for you to basically demand that I admit that she was taunting you. And it wasn't a joke. I know it was a joke. I know she was just messing with you. And it sucks that you always feel like people are doing that to you. I hate that. I hate that you feel that way. We're your friends. We're supposed to be able to joke around with each other. But my frustration mostly came from the fact that the root of this in the comments are always, because you're always the comments you're always making at me, like, "What am I, chopped liver?" And you said I treat you like you're just a part of the gang, and maybe that's my fault because I've always tried to treat you right here. And you said I treat you like I'm just a part of the gang. Like I was supposed to treat her better. You see? I was supposed to treat her more important than that. Oh, thanks, Fox. And you said I treat you like you're just a part of the gang, and maybe that's my fault because I've always tried to treat you all like you're a part of my friend circle, my inner circle. I don't treat one of you better than the other. I don't want to treat any of you better than the other. I don't like getting frustrated with you. I really don't. But I just feel like you always express this to me, and I take it, and I try to be a little bit better. Make sure I notice you in a live. Make sure I check my messages more. I try, and sometimes I feel like I just don't know what more I can do. But at the same time, you on the other hand, no matter how many times I validate you, no matter how many times I tell you, why would I mark you? Why would you think I'm doing this to you? Whatever. Oh, my bad. Yeah.
Just make sure that you're putting out the dates of this because Kate is still trying to say that this is because Boston got on her fucking head.
This was in May. This is May 19th, 2025.
He's on there just running her mouth about you, Scott, and your dogs. Key, if you're hearing this, don't worry about Bree and Scott and her dogs.
The dog was
Key,
asking.
this has nothing to do with you.
Literally.
Really nothing.
Yo, you know what? Can we please just not even acknowledge her? Because I don't even want to acknowledge her. This has nothing. Yeah.
This has been going on for months.
Yeah, this was May 19th. Yeah, I don't care that she was in the band. Oh wait, I forgot to mention that. Maybe this will clear it up. What I got upset about is that, and I never just got upset. I got upset with anybody who was on the panel who's friends with Crystal when he decided to use, because she didn't like when Planty used. How would you like it if someone got your boyfriend's information? Well, he said, how would you like it if someone did something to Crystal's deceased husband? And I was like, what does this have to do with with Crystal at all? So I got upset with everybody who's Crystal's friend. Not mad or upset, but even I feel like anyone who was on that panel. Wait, hold on. Anyone who was on that panel that didn't say like, "Yo, whoa, Key, like, why are you bringing in Crystal's deceased husband?" So I didn't care less if whose panel she goes on. The fuck? I was upset that Crystal's one of her closest friends, and she didn't say, "Hey, why are we bringing up Crystal's?" Because I even said it in the comments. I said something. What does this have to do with Crystal? Anyways, back to this. Not addressing Key anymore. I don't care. She can stream. She can think what she wants. This was May 19th, 2025. Okay. So, but anyways, this message is just showing how I would always just try and try and try. And sometimes I feel like I just don't know what more I can do anymore. I mean, what more I can do. But at the same time, you on the other hand, no matter how many times that I validate you, no matter how many times I tell you, why would I mock you, or why would you think I'm doing this or that, or why this or why that? No matter how many times I tell you, if you even had that thought, just get it out of your mind because it's not how I feel at all. You don't. You still continue to make comments and think that way. I'm sorry that I got frustrated, but I hate having to constantly convince my friend that I care about her, that I notice her, and that I love her. And she even said, "I'm sorry, I'm like that. I wish I wasn't. I actually thought I was getting better. I'm trying." Blah, blah. Okay. So I was always validating her, always, constantly. Um, okay, here's what. This was 5:19. If you check your text from me, you'll see I sent you an "I love you" almost 48 hours ago. Maybe you did see it. I don't know. When I asked you what you love about me, Oh yeah, I'll tell you that story. Your answer was because you love me so much. I do, and I always will. One day, this is what I mean. The shit that you do, and also you see, this is even making me feel like I hate that she feels this way. I feel for Boston when it comes to this, but she's not gonna go around saying I was a bad friend because I always valued her. This is her issue she has to deal with. I'm not even gonna read any more of these because I'm like, I just don't even want to. But I'll tell you about that situation because this is the shit that I went through. I was on a phone call one day, and Ray always reminds me of my doctor's appointments, and I was like, "That's what I love about you, Ray. You always remind me of all, like, of everything that's coming up." And Boston goes, "What do you love about me?" So I told her, I was like, "Oh, okay, are we going around in a circle? I love this about you." And then Aubrey was on a phone call, so I was like, "Scott, what do you love about me?" So then I felt like I had to do it for Aubrey. Then I did it for Aubrey. I was like, "Aubrey, what I love about you was blah blah blah." Yeah, it was so. It was very. I was about to break the awkwardness. I'm about to be like, "Your turn, Aubrey. You go around. Your turn." Like it was. It was so awkward. It was in my head. I was like. Oh, I remember I was like, yeah, because and that's all I said. I only said one thing. I was like, I love that. That's what I love about you, Ray. You're like my, you keep all my appointments together. I was not expecting that. And it's like, what do you love about me? And I said multiple things, but then wait. It was funny though because I didn't know whether to stop or not because it was just the only other person in the call was Aubrey. And like I was like, I knew Aubrey wouldn't have cared, but I was like, I felt like I needed to do Aubrey next, so I did. I was like, "And Aubrey, what I love about you," like, oh my god, it was just. I was like, I don't know what to do. I should have put y'all on the spot and made y'all go next. Your turn, Aubrey. Your turn. What do you love about me the most? Yeah, it was. So yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and have somebody talk about I asked her to be a better friend, but she couldn't. No, I guess you know what, and you know what, Boston was actually not lying when she said that. She wanted me to be a better friend, and I couldn't. Why? Because her idea of a good friend means basically obsession with her. I had to be only talking to her. I had to call her every day, text her every day, not give my time to people she felt like. She even got mad when I was sending those kind messages to Kim. She got pissed about that. Like, I can't believe you spend time encouraging her and you can't even call. Like, yeah, she dead ass got so pissed at me and she brought it up multiple times throughout our friendship. She brought that up at least 3 times throughout our friendship. Like, seriously, she would bring it up. Yeah, damn, yeah, 6 months later, yeah. And I was just like, Austin, how many times do I have to tell you? Like, I like those. Oh yeah, she was so mad because I was on the phone with Kim for 3 hours. She's like, three. Oh, you remember? She got so pissed off in the live. She was in the live being like, I can't fucking believe this, and she left a lot. She was livid that I was on the phone with someone for 3 hours. What? Yes, Sheena, come in the big box. Come in the big box. Why are you looking at me? You're ugly and you stupid. And your eyes are watery. Look at you're dumb. Even though we're not playing, you're dumb. Well, like, how they had a survive and breed Discord? I'm like, survive in Boston. Come next. Who wants to go next? Next time you weird. Why are you weird? Why are you weird? Why are you weird? Come on. Why are you? Why are you? I don't
Yeah,
have
I was on the way down there, and it was a lot.
Yeah.
Um,
Dave.
I know she was upset
What?
about
Mm-hmm.
Lindsay Woo Bestie being invited to Gypsy's birthday party, but she was invited too, just like everybody else, you know. So it was a lot of was trying to, trying to be patient because she was my friend. So it was, Bree, maybe you can help me out. Because
Scott.
what was bothersome is
She made you feel like shit for being down there, basically.
yeah, when back in April we were all gonna get together and go down there, and because it was her birthday, we weren't able to do it. A lot of people couldn't do it. So I told Bree, I was like, look, I've already got my Airbnb reserved. I've already made plans, and with my health, I'm not promised tomorrow. So Bree was like, well, just come on anyway.
Oh yeah, can you pause for a second? Because I want to say something about that. Y'all heard Sheena with her health. She's not promised tomorrow. Sheena was so excited about coming down here, and all I heard all the time in my DMs was Boston. Oh my God, can she shut up? God, she's just bragging about it, blah blah. And it really hurt me because I was like I knew that Sheena didn't want to cancel the trip because she doesn't know. Tomorrow's not promised. Tomorrow's not promised to anyone, but Sheena does have real health issues. And for Boston to be mad because Sheena was excited and call it bragging, I was like, do you not know why she's not canceling her trip? It fucking pissed me off that she constantly was just like, oh my God, she's like, she couldn't be happy for Sheena. And it just pissed me off. So anyway, so let me mute again because I just needed to add that.
Not to say a whole lot about. I remember being in the live and I'd say, Bree, I'm coming in 3 days, but I missed everybody down there. And Bree and I talked about how fun it would be if everybody had got to come. We went on live because we wanted to share it with our team. So she said to me that, and see, the way I remember it was everybody was making plans to go. And I'm not one to invite myself. I just don't. If somebody wants you to go or whatever, they'll invite you. My mother ingrained that in my head, like since I was little. Don't invite yourself, it's rude. Because I'd invite myself over to my cousin's house. But anyway, and she said, well, that trip was just supposed to be me and everybody else like pouring in on it. And I said, no, I thought like everybody was supposed to go. She said, no, it was just supposed to be me and Bree. Everybody else got in on it.
And that's a lie also though.
She said she's jabbing that at you. Like I'm on the way down there and I'm excited to go.
And let me just let everybody know real fast. When me and Boston would always say, like, it wasn't like we planned. She was just like, I'm gonna come see you next year. And I'm like, okay, great. Well, this was when we were friends with Katie. Still, her and Katie had gotten close. And I remember one day she was just, like, Katie was just we were talking a lot of time, and she's like, yeah, Boston's gonna stay at my house when she comes down here. So, which was fine, obviously. Like, I didn't mind that. I was like, hey, I'll even come out there by Katie. She doesn't live that far. So, really, what was started off as Boston coming to visit me turned into even including Katie. So she started the whole addition of adding other people. So for her to even tell you that, I was like, what? You the one that added an extra person when you said you were gonna, which it was never, I never saw it that way. Like it was supposed to be about me and Boston, and that's it. Because I never saw things like that ever anyway. But the more the merrier. But anyways.
She was upset that Lindsay, Woo Bestie, was going. And so I had told her she's not going to go to her birthday party because that's more intimate. That's just for, family and close friends. Well, Lindsay ends up getting invited. We don't have to go into all that, but she was extremely upset about that. And, I had flippantly, I bet you $20, or she bet me $20 that Lindsay would go or wouldn't go. I was like, no, it's like we're like super close. And they're just now making peace. And she was like, you owe me $20. You can send it to my cash app. I need it. Thank you. And my daughter was like, Mom, this is just crazy.
Oh, and guess what, y'all? She really sent her a $20 request on Cash App.
Yeah. 1 second. Staff is hollering. Give me 1 second. No, that's fine. Okay. But when, Gypsy invited Lindsay to go with us, when she was getting off parole, Gypsy and Lindsay had spoken and they had made some semblance
Why does it matter? I went live for 2 seconds.
I mean, it. I got the impression from, and then the whole way down there, one minute she's okay, one minute she's upset, and she said she was gonna go get help and then come back. And I thought that's what was gonna happen. I never saw all of this happening, you know? And I wanted her to, and I wished her to, you know? Yeah, you do that, and you come back when you're ready, kind of thing. But it's just turned, and I'm really shocked at the turn of events
Because we went through this. We went through this. We've always, y'all, if we've had friends that we parted with, we've left it like that. We never talk about it. We never brought it into the public, and she did.
it was like a super jealousy of Brie giving her attention to anyone else, and I couldn't wrap my head around that because I know Brie enough to know that she's not trying to not be a friend or ignore someone, but she has a community here of people, and I think Boston thought some people deserved her attention and some people didn't, and I don't think that's fair, and I don't think it's right. One person in our group here is not better than the other. And so even me, I feel pretty close to Bree, but I don't call her and text her every day because I know she's got a lot going on. And I don't expect her to drop everything for me. But the whole way down there, I started getting so stressed out because it was a lot,
Oh
to
yeah.
deal with. And maybe you can add to that, Bree, when you're thinking about it during
Well, yeah. She also stressed you out about the. So Aubrey at this time, um, her and Aubrey weren't even really that much on talking. Like they weren't really talking that much. Like they had gotten into. I don't know if it was Aubrey. I don't remember the details, but Aubrey made that really cute video, with all the buildings in it, and Boston. She still added Boston in it, even though Boston wasn't technically in our Discord anymore. She wasn't. We weren't all talking to her. She still talked to her, here and there or whatever. I don't know what their relationship was at the time, but she added her. Well, she, for whatever reason, didn't notice it, and she flipped the ever living fuck out. Like she flipped out, and she was going off and off. Like if only y'all could hear and see. Sheena's better than me because I fucking show them at this point because of how Boston's acting. If you heard these voice messages that she sent Sheena, oh my fucking god, they were fucking insane. And then Sheena's like, Boston, you were in the video. And she showed us and then Boston felt like an ass. But uh, she she felt like an ass after. But one of the things she said that was so weird in the voice was that, and this isn't the first time Aubrey's done it, y'all. Anytime Boston has ever made a group video, she's always put Boston in it. So the only thing I can think of is maybe the AI videos where Aubrey does one with like say her and I don't even know her and Amelia. I don't even know who she's done one with where it's just her and I know way back when she did one with her and Harley. I don't know because there's never. She said this isn't the first time she's done it. There's never been a group video that Aubrey's made that didn't include Boston. So I have no fucking clue what she's talking about. But yeah, she was like going fucking off about this, and all along she was actually. Oh yeah, and one of the things she said, Beth came in here going off about Boston. One of the things she said was she's like she put Beth in there, fucking Beth, Sheena. Like she was pissed that she put Beth, but not her. But all along she did have her in it.
yeah, she was wrong and said, "Oh, I didn't see but Beth was right next to her, so she did really show. She just didn't say it. She instead of coming to me, which we were still on the same terms, instead of coming to me, she went to my friend and started talking shit about me instead of like just coming and asking me what's going on, telling me how she feels. She decided to just bring shit on.
Oh, it said that this was your plan to always sabotage her and shit. Like, Anthony. She left because I didn't call her back. Because I didn't call her when my landlord died. That's why she left, by the way. She left that day because I was on a voice call crying about my landlord dying instead of talking to her. And that's, I'm not exactly like, she literally told me, I guess you care more about your followers or whatever than me. And when I saw that after I got the call, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was in there, like, just sobbing because I was so sad about this. That's why I hadn't called her yet because we were supposed to do a phone call. And that's why she ended up leaving Discord and HQ, was because I wanted to talk to all my friends about something I was sad about rather than calling her. Yeah. So she left.
It was just I'll tell you what, if you didn't know better, you would have thought it was a boyfriend girlfriend type thing. That's the level of how this went for Bree's time and attention. It was almost like a boyfriend saying, "You don't give me enough attention," or you know, it just was totally weird. That's toxic.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It was. So, yeah. So, anyone out there that wants to believe what she's saying, believe if you want, but that's not what happened. That's not what, I mean, shit. She in her message, she's even saying, I know this is my issue. This is my issue. But it's like, I feel like she would say that, but it's like she really didn't believe it because she still thinks it's not her issue. And it is. I never did shit to Boston other than, oh my God, try my best to like validate her at every given moment that I could. Like, and I'm not gonna lie, maybe it did start to feel like I was being distant. But think about it, even in a, like say a relationship, if your boyfriend or girlfriend is constantly saying shit like that, like you don't talk to me, that eventually will push you away a little bit. Like if you're constantly being like made to feel like shit because you didn't want to have a private conversation with someone after you was on an 8-hour call with them, like naturally, like and unintentionally, you're gonna like just kind of almost distance yourself or like push away a little bit, and you won't even realize it. A lot of relationships even fall apart because of that. Because if you are giving someone all you can possibly give them, and they're constantly telling you you need more, 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 it's just gonna drive a wedge between you, and that's exactly what happened. And it's sad, but like I know one thing. It's certain like my thing. I had to. I was sitting there reflecting. I was before I read that message. Before I wrote that message that I read to y'all a while ago. I was sitting there one day and I was thinking about all the things that happened throughout our friendship, and I was like, I thought about her the day she said, "Oh my God, it feels like you always have them." Talking about my niece and nephew, and it like it really, really like got to me because I can remember being on phone calls with them and like my nephew would be leaving. He's like, Brie, I really want to sleep over. And I would see, I'm like, you can't because I hadn't had a bed for them yet. And I finally got one. And I would even like be crying, like coming onto the call, like kind of in tears because like just watching him walk away and get into his mom's car. And when I knew that he wants to sleep over, it used to break my heart. And like she knew about those moments. And like for her to be there for those moments of me being so sad because I couldn't let him stay over. And then to see her be like, oh, they staying over again. Like, what? Like, it just, I couldn't believe, like, I was almost mad at myself for not right then and there being like, no, fuck that. You're not gonna be, like, why are you saying that shit to me? Like, you should be happy for me that I had them over here spending time with me. Not upset because you're not gonna be able to watch me on live tonight. Like, are you kidding me? And it's like what somebody said in the phone call last night, like, Brie, don't ever, if anybody ever expects you to put them before your family, let that be the biggest red flag right there. And that's what she did. And because I couldn't believe that, because I was so happy that I finally got that bed for them and they was able to sleep over, and it brought them so much joy to be here, and they just love spending time with me. So for her to be like, you have them again, well, what time are you gonna have them till? And I was just like, that's what really did it for me. And that's when I wrote that message. I was just like, fuck this. And that's why I called her selfish. Because that is selfish. And she wants to be like, I'm selfish. I'm fucking selfish. Yes. Yes. You are selfish. You are selfish that I spent like 152 hours with you this week, but you Or and guess what, y'all? Sometimes when it would be over, once they would be laying down, I would be on a voice call with all of them because they would go to sleep, you know. And but I even stopped doing that because I'm like, no, I'd rather like I want to lay down with them because they like, especially Kai. He loves when I am right there. He's like that with his mom too. Like when he's going to sleep, he wants to be like with you, you know. And so I started like not getting on a if I even did get on a phone call with anybody, it wasn't going to be until after they were sleeping. But I felt obligated. Like I felt when she would say like, "What time are you gonna have them to? Or are you gonna have them all night?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, but like I'll try. Like if they're sleeping, I'll like." I almost felt like I needed to, and I shouldn't have ever done this. Like that should have never even been a priority. Was getting them to sleep so I can get on a phone call. Um, like what? Like it almost makes me so mad at myself for even because I can remember times when they were open here, me being like, "All right, y'all, come on, let's go lay down," and I'm like almost like because I'm trying to get them to sleep so I can get a phone call. Like it's crazy. It's so fucking crazy. And yeah, no. Like once I really sat down and reflected on that, I was like, I could not like I don't want to be friends with her ever again. I don't. I don't like I hope she goes to therapy. I hope she gets better. I hope she learns to like not put so much pressure on someone and but at the same time, good luck to the rest of the people that will ever be in her life. Like I wish the best for her and them in their relationships. I there's no going back for me. I could never see. I could never see it happening again because no, especially now, you're acting like I was just this horrible friend. Fuck that. Fuck that. I neglected my own fucking family for that girl. Like, yeah, I don't think so.
I think that it's the whole way giving you a gift and I mean, all that stuff just stacks up and it's draining.
Yep.
And I'll tell you this: if you had to put up with a fraction of what I dealt with that day while I was traveling, I can't see how you done it. I just can't.
Because I cared. I cared. I didn't want to not be her friend. So I did try. And that's what I meant in that message when I was like, I didn't listen. No, me listening was me making sure I always say hello to you in a call. Me listening was always, even if I'm in a voice call and I mean, even if I'm streaming my phone in Discord, if I heard a boop boop, I used to go back out and go look at the boxes to see if it was Boston coming in. Or I made sure to go check my messages more to make sure that see if Boston messaged me or like her listening would have been her not making comments like in lives. Jeanette, can you go tell Brie I sent her a text message since she never answers me? Or her listening would have been like not expecting so much from me, or her believing that if I don't see you come into the live, it might have been because I wasn't looking at the screen. That would have been her listening, her giving me a little bit of a break, like okay, maybe Brie just didn't see me come in. Even though I see a lot of people come in and I don't say hey to every single fucking person. I mean, what? There's 117 people in here. Could you imagine if I was telling every single fucking one of y'all hello? We wouldn't even been able to have this conversation. Like, so she is the one who didn't listen. I did listen because I went to extremes to please her. Like, I shouldn't have to say hello to her when she comes to the line every fucking time she does. You know what I'm saying? I don't say hello to every single fucking person. So I was doing things that I shouldn't have even had to do. So fuck that. All you did was ask me to be a better friend and I couldn't do that. Yeah, no, fuck that.
Well, didn't she write to you one time that she wanted you all by herself?
Yeah, I read that.
Okay, I had to get off for a minute, but
Yeah, I read that in the message. Yeah, I want to drop myself.
it sucks because you love somebody and you care about somebody, and then you start seeing all these comments across social media, and I'm just thinking, why? Like, also, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? So we keep quiet because none of us want to put out business in public. Like I said, it makes us look like the bad guys. Always. We're always the bad guys because we don't want to speak out and let situations just lay.
Right. That's why, like, even like Quad right now, Quad's all hard on. Yeah, she talks shit about Quad all the time. She's been like, oh my God, Quad's just jealous because she's not in HQ. And I hate that. I don't want anybody to feel some type of way because they're not in fucking HQ. It's just a group chat like any other group chat I have with people. Um, and she did. She constantly But Aaron, she got mad at Aaron because she said that like Aaron told Skip she was pretty, and she was like, "You never told me I was pretty." Like I mean, she does it to other people too, just not to the extreme that she's done it to me. And just like Aaron, she's all good friends. Well, she like Aaron used to share things with her, and she was telling not to share it. She did. She showed me all the messages that her and Aaron would have. Well, the ones that would be, I guess, something I guess worth showing me, whatever. Like she made she. I mean, Aaron might never know, but there was a passive aggressive post she made. It was about Aaron because that's one thing that Boston loves to do. Is she was mad at her friends is post a story or a video that was like really passive aggressive, and one was definitely about Aaron. She might never notice, but and I don't care. I mean, everybody can make their own choices with being friends with Boston. But I want to make it very clear that I promise you, she's talked shit about you. That's just it is what it is. Just like I found out she talked shit about me, and even my husband. So one of my, you know, that used to be my friend, Katie, found out that she called my husband a loser when my husband works his fucking ass off every fucking day. He gets one day off a week, and sometimes he even goes in on that day. They're gonna call my husband a fucking loser. He works his fucking ass off. So, but that's the thing. Boston can talk shit about anybody, but let her get talked about, and that's oh my god, she can't handle it. Like with Nicole, you know how many times you know how many posts she almost made about Nicole that I stopped her from doing? A lot. Not just me, Aubrey too. That's what pisses me off about that situation. Because Nicole, if you're hearing this, there's a lot of things that I have not agreed with that people have put out about you or even your husband. And I already used to tell her shit. I told her shit. Many people told her shit. There's a lot of posts that were oh, the one that she made about Karen Bates because she actually put a black woman because I guess her daughter is black in a cornfield, and I told her take that fucking down. Like what are you doing? And she did it in exactly for that reason. Unlike the situation with me, she did it exactly for that reason. Boston loves to poke people with that shit. Do I think Boston's actually racist? I never thought she was. Oh, you think she is? Well, she's like, yes. But no, but you and Boston have gotten into it over that shit. No, but I did. There was many times where I told that she crossed the line. Like everybody thinks that we never told Boston shit. We would always tell Boston shit. The cornfield video came down because I was pissed about it. I was pissed about it. I was like, you do realize that that's not Karen Bate. That's her daughter. I was like, you're involving her daughter and putting her daughter in a cornfield. Take that shit down. Like, what the fuck? All there were things that she would show me about Nicole, like a video she was posting. I'm like, do not fucking post that, Boston. And she wouldn't, thank God. But yeah, there's a lot of things that I fucking saved her from posting. So, but yeah, like I'm not the bad guy here.
I think the narrative of we iced her out needs to definitely be corrected.
Why are you annoyed, Nelly?
If people that don't even know what happened are speaking on it. That wasn't there. She doesn't know what happened.
Nope.
She's in the comments saying we iced her out. I would never do that to anybody.
Oh, Nelly, I understand you.
If we wanted somebody gone,
I think about what I just said.
Because y'all try to tell me to leave and I refuse. No, I'm kidding. Listen, how many? Okay, there's what 10 spots in that chat, right? And I said that yesterday on Key's panel, and they were trying to act like I was lying. That's not how.
Yeah, okay. I want to talk about that. That's yeah. Y'all really took that out of context. When she said we needed that spot, that Ray, we wanted to put Ray into our group chat, but you can only fit 10 people in it, and Beth was no longer here. So we needed, which now I learned that you actually could remove someone yourself as long as you created, but we needed Beth to remove herself so Ray can get into our group chat. That's what we need by we needed that spot. We wanted Ray to be in that group message. That's all. That's all. Like a spot. That sounds cultish. Like Right. It's a mod chat. It's a mod. Right. That's what she meant by the spot was needed. Ray was one of my what became one of like my main mods at that well, she still is. But so and Beth was no longer my one of my main mods, so we needed that spot for one of my main mods. That's all it meant. Like yeah. Wait, we're lying, she said. So stupid. Okay, I'm sorry, but anyone who has Discord, yeah, y'all, even stop acknowledging her. Seriously, it's not worth it. But anyone who has Discord knows that a group, not inside the Discord, like HQ is not in the Discord. If you have a chat, like a group chat in Discord, you cannot have more than 10 people in that group chat. Anyone who has Discord knows that. Yeah. Yeah, and it was just that was like I had it's the chat with my main mods in it basically, and we have a whole bunch of other group chats like with. I mean, well, each person is different. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on if you have group chats or not. But it's not in. It's not like the HQ mod chat is not in at the FBI Discord. It's completely like all this completely separate. It's just a group chat. And like I said, anybody on Discord knows that you can only have 10 people. Even Rogie wanted to, like, he was like, well, I'm not in there. We're like, we can't fit you, Rogie. There's only 10 people. So we created a whole other group chat that has, like, Rogie in it with a bunch of us, like, but up to 10 because we couldn't fit any more than 10. Like, it's that simple. Like, yeah. It's literally that simple. Right? Yeah. And Boston might want to stop y'all because if y'all really want, I'll drop whole messages since January when I joined Discord, and then y'all know you'll know it ain't had nothing to do because I'll go on Key's panel because this shit goes all the way back in Discord to January, and then the rest is the text messages because before that we didn't have Discord. So trust me, if y'all saw the whole thread between me and Boston, you would know that it has nothing to do with a fucking panel. I give no fucks about whose panel she goes on. I don't care. I'm not her friend anymore. I don't, and even my friends, even my own friends. I mean, yeah, do I get bothered? Would it bother me if people go on certain panels and talk about things that I think that we should just fucking just get over and move on about? Yeah, but at the end of the day, I mean, I guess they're a grown ass woman or grown ass man, they can do what the fuck they want. But the last person I give a fuck about whose panels showing is Boston, that's not my friend. Why do I care about whose panels she's on? The fuck? Yeah. But how long we was on that phone call? I was in it the whole time I was in the freaking hospital. I mean, what, we were on that phone call for like 12 hours. Like, yeah, I don't care.
I think it was very plain last night. We all stand in solidarity. There are no cracks in our foundation. We're fine. We're over here doing our thing. And then bam, this stuff comes up. You know what I mean? We're better off. I love my group. And well, I always tell you, I said, my mom says it's like sometimes things happen to separate the chaff from the wheat.
Yep.
Sometimes you gotta get rid of
And sometimes the trash takes itself out.
yeah, I'm just gonna get the racist ableist out of it, and everything's gonna be fine. And also, too, I hope you are watching these skits this fall because you've been shown the red flags now. So when it starts coming up, Skip, and she starts trying to get rid of you because she wants Erin to herself, I hope you can think back to this because this is real shit.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Like she already did. I mean, frick, she got mad because she called Skip pretty. Remember?
Y'all remember how pissed Boston was that Erin wouldn't drop Skip as a friend?
Yep.
I remember that very well. In fact, that's like something you need to end. Like, right? It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I honestly, if you learn nothing else from this, you will need to stop picking up our rejects. Because I'm telling you now, we chuck them away for a reason.
Yeah. Like, here's an example. I thought I remember her saying something like that.
It's the tip of the iceberg.
Skip. Erin loves me too, so fuck off. Because, you know, like,
You give someone else attention. If you give someone else attention and she wants it, that's what's gonna happen.
yeah. Because that's exactly what happens. Like, God forbid. But, like, because my thing is Erin can love Skip and Boston. Like, and that's even what, look, I was even thinking, even when she wrote shit like that, like, all like the time, I was kind of upset that it wasn't corrected about who posted Tombstone. Like, because Erin was on Skip's live at this time, and Skip said something about us doing that, and no one corrected it. And so Boston was like, "Yeah, I talked to Erin." I was like, "Oh, really? What y'all said?" She shows the screenshot in the picture. I mean, in Discord, and I was just like, "What?" She messaged her. I mean, she texted her and was like, um, so I see something like you. I see you always in Skip's lives and Skip's videos calling her pretty. You never call me pretty. And I'm like, oh, that's what you reached out to her about? Okay. Never. I thought you reached out to her about like, oh, okay. Well, never mind. Like, I was just like, what the fuck? I was thinking to myself, like, and honestly, I was also thinking, like, Boston, you're gonna end up pushing her away. If you really care about Erin as a friend, you don't tell her shit like you you tell her she's pretty, but not me. Like, why? Like, I genuinely was like, I wanted to tell her that, but I didn't want to. I wanted to be like, don't tell Erin that. Like, you can't get mad at somebody calling somebody pretty. Like it is cringe. I'm sorry, Sheena, I'll start telling you. Well, one time, Milfy, I want to say, commented like my pretty friend on one of my videos, and Boston commented, "You told me I was pretty once." Like, okay, 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 but yeah. And this was only 2 months ago, so um, So yeah, as soon as anybody who she close with starts showing somebody else more attention, that yeah. And I don't even know, like that's weird because Skip, Aaron loves me too, so fuck off. Oh, I guess Skip was like Aaron loves I don't know if Skip must have said that and she was like, she loves me too. And yeah. But that's the kind of that's what happens when yeah. It's toxic.
I really, for me, I want Boston to go and get whatever help she needs, whatever it is she needs. But I think at this point, things are just irreparable. They're broken, and I don't think we can come back from it. Be friends like we were before all of us. You know what I mean? So sometimes it hurts, but it just is what it is, and you have to let it go.
You should find out what you should find Aubrey is all the shit Boston said about Key. Because the reason she stopped, yeah, because Key, the reason Boston stopped coming to my lives is because she was like, she said you were too much. You thought Aubrey when she said Quiet Time was talking about you. No, if Boston would have wrote that, maybe it would have been about you, but not you. And she loved you so much at first. You want to know why? Because you used to always give her attention, like Boston Nisha. And then like when you started giving Ray some attention, that was it. She didn't like you anymore because she couldn't stand Ray because that's why I gave attention.
Complained about Key every single time she got on the piano. She's taking over the piano again. Like literally every single fucking
But you know what? I loved when Keith came on the panel, so I never cared that Boston. Like I was the one that was like, I like Keith coming on the panel. Like we have fun, you know. But Boston, yeah, she even said that's the reason she stopped coming into my lives. Even though I promise you she and watch them later, but it was because she could not take listening to Keith.
yeah, I remember all that, and I remember when she was like, she came on with her this whole time to find out what she could. And me, Ray, all of us were like, no,
Keith, I mean, well, I don't even want to direct this out. Boston did not go into Japan until way after we were friends. I mean, we stopped being friends. Boston did not go on Japan until after we stopped being friends, you dumb ass. I do not care. Months. She was going for months. Well, look, you know what? It doesn't even matter what she thinks. Everybody else can comprehend it, so she don't have to. Like the things I'm showing you is from like May. So stupid. He just loves being, just like Tony. Look, I'm not a fan of Tony's, but Tony, he was spitting facts on that live the other day he was on. He can't, like, her personality pretty much type is not for him. Like, he don't want to just be on live talking about people all fucking day. He didn't like that, which is why he couldn't be friends with her. Like, he's, like, good for him. I know he's really young. Good for him to be able to, like, have boundaries like that, to be honest, because not a lot of people do. I will say, like, I'm not a fan of his, but I respect that about him. And not just because it's key for anybody who can set boundaries like that and just be straight up like, look, I don't think you're a bad person, but I just things that I just don't vibe with. And hey, that, yeah, I can respect that.